Hi everyone, today I've got a pretty simple video, not much eye candy except for what's in here, but I'm hoping that there's a pretty powerful message in this video that will come through, and I do believe that it will resonate for many of you. So inside here is an Hermes Kelly belt. I featured this in my recent video where I talked about 13 types of luxury items that I was no longer purchasing. And so this is my second Kelly belt. But I had mentioned in that video that rather than buy the original Kelly belt, that day that I was at the Hermes boutique, they only had the black one in the Kelly pocket version. So it comes with this adorable pocket. It's like a little wallet, right? And you loop the belt inside here. But I remember thinking I'll probably never use this pocket, although it is super cute. Who knows, maybe I will use it. And then I sort of talked myself into it. So I paid for it. I paid actually hundreds of dollars more for the price difference between the regular Kelly belt and the pocket belt. And I've never, ever used it. I barely even take it out of the dust bag. So it's got the gold interior, the gold hardware, and then the black Epsom leather. It is really cute, and I keep saying that, but it has not been functional for me. So when I mentioned that in my recent video, one of you, Teresa, hello if you're watching this video, she emailed me and she said that she would like to buy this pocket from me, and I was ecstatic because, as you know, in the past, whenever I let go of items or declutter or downsize, it's a very freeing activity. It's very liberating. So we decided that I would be shipping this to her. It's going out to California actually this week in this little dust pouch. And I just wanted to talk about the idea of having enough, okay? Because here's the thing, when you realize that you have enough, then letting go of items that you're no longer using or enjoying, or perhaps never used in my case, there is a special type of joy that comes with that. There's a joy of letting go, knowing that you are freeing up your mind, your space, perhaps dollars, right? Because I'm getting paid for this, versus if this was kept sitting in my closet for another 10 years, it would get me nothing, right? Also, there is this beauty in knowing when you have enough. It really ramps up your gratitude, your appreciation for the items that you are enjoying, that you already have, and that are working well for you. And while society tells us that you only live once, you know, the whole YOLO, and that you just go for everything, go for more is the answer, I believe the complete opposite to be true. And I'm saying this from the perspective of someone who has gone through different phases where the pendulum has swung quite a bit from being more minimalist to more maximalist, to not buying or spending for a while, to spending a lot and over consuming. I have been through the various phases over the past several decades, and I can tell you that this hedonic treadmill does not lead to more happiness, does not lead to a better life. In fact, based on some of the comments that I read from my recent video and other videos where I talk about mindfulness and letting go, I feel like a lot of you can relate to this feeling of overwhelm and burden and feeling suffocated, smothered. These are all words I've used to describe how I feel when it gets out of hand. The material stuff just gets to be too much. And everybody has their sweet spot, right? Based on your own comfort zone, your finances, your priorities, also the space that you have. For me, a large part of my feeling overwhelmed is that I live in a New York City apartment. We've got 1,400 square feet. I've got a tiny little walk-in closet. And visually, for me, for some reason, I'm built in a way that if I see a lot of visual clutter, I immediately feel stressed. So I need to have empty spaces in my home, blank shelves and counters. I need space in my closet. I need to be able to see everything clearly. I can't have piles or anything buried. And so it's really about finding your own personal sweet spot so that you can feel at peace in your own space. You know, when we constantly buy things and add new items to our home, to our closet, it's not just a financial decision. A lot of people feel monetary guilt, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much money I spent on these things. But it's not about guilt. That's not what we're here for. And we're not here for judgment either. We're just here to understand that consumerism is part of our life, part of society, for most of us at least. But hyper-consumerism, you know, going above and beyond and overwhelming ourselves is not how we are designed to live. It's not just the price tag, it's not just the money that we spend, it's the time that we spend to add these items to our life. It's the time we spend to maintain, it's the space we need to store, it's the mental load and the fatigue of deciding which items to keep or let go. It's also the fatigue every morning deciding which items to use, which items to ignore, because having a lot of choices when it comes to material items is not necessarily a good thing. I know that in general, we all want a lot of freedom and a lot of choice, but not with materials, you guys. There are so many scientific studies out there that say that decision fatigue is real and it really taxes our mental, our mental system. Our stress levels go up when there's too many material items to choose from. So I really want to encourage this idea of voluntary simplification. We choose where we want to cut, we choose where we want to let go for the sake of our own sanity, for the sake of increasing more peace in our lives. And when we say enough, it shouldn't feel like deprivation. It should actually feel like an immense amount of gratitude and also relief. It's like a liberation from this vicious cycle of desire, temptation, upkeep. We are basically breaking that cycle for ourselves. Being that this is the busy holiday season, and this is probably when most people do the most shopping in the year, this video may not be the perfect timing. In fact, it might not get a lot of views, but that's okay. This video is really meant for those who are feeling weighted down by their things and they want to feel better. So if you are feeling the need for a change, look around in your closet, in your bedroom, around your home, and ask yourself a few questions. Do I truly need this item? Do I use it? Do I enjoy it? Not, will I need it in the future? Will I regret it? Those are the kinds of questions that trap you. I've said this before, but I have never once regretted letting go of any item. I've had plenty of regrets with purchases, but interestingly, never when I let go or return or sell or donate or give away. It's, like I said before, a very freeing feeling, especially when you are letting go voluntarily and there's no hard circumstances forcing you to let go of something that is adored by you, used by you. If it's something that holds special meaning or you've thoroughly been enjoying it, but something is forcing you to let it go, then that's a whole different circumstance. But I'm talking about, again, voluntary simplification. And in the past, I did receive some comments from older videos like years ago when I was talking about being more mindful and really trying to find a better balance with my shopping habits. I got some critical comments saying that I was overthinking, that I should just enjoy, do what makes me happy, have fun, and stop overanalyzing my decisions. And while I do think there's some truth to that because I have a tendency to overthink and overanalyze, and I've really had to chill out over the years. There is a quote that I read years ago in a book, I believe, or an article that said, the minute we stop asking is the minute we stop caring. So if you're not asking yourselves the questions and reflecting on some of your decisions, whether it be about shopping or health or relationships, it means that you've surrendered, that you've given up. Like, oh, I guess this is just the kind of person that I am. Oh, I guess this is what everyone does, so I'll follow along blindly. So the minute you stop asking questions is when you start to enter the danger zone, okay? So I say continue to press on even when it feels like a struggle. And be mindful of what you let in, what you let into your mind, your thoughts, temptations, desires, emotions. I know me personally, as I've grown over the years and I've aged over the years, a lot of things have changed. I care a lot less about so many things, but I care a lot more about what comes into my brain, what comes into my inner system. And whether it be stimuli, whether it be, noise, whether it be toxicity around the news or politics, I really have a much tighter filter to protect my inner peace. So the same thing applies for material possessions, right? If we develop a stronger filter, not only will we save time, energy, money, headaches, space, but also what naturally happens is that we feel much more grateful for what we already own, and then we feel less of a desire to seek out more. And I know for one, I will constantly be struggling to find the right balance, to find my sweet spot. The pendulum will swing, but hopefully now that I've had all these experiences, trial and error over the years, and I know what it feels like to own a lot and not feel fulfilled from them, and I know that it is kind of a dead end, my hope is that the pendulum swings just a little bit in each direction versus in the past when I was younger, it swung pretty extreme and I would binge shop, and I would rely on retail therapy, which we all know is very short-lived. I would do revenge shopping when I was in a bad mood. I would go crazy when I had a bad day at work and tell myself that I deserved to splurge. And if you know my whole story, you'll know that there were also years where I was very strict with myself because I was so focused on building a financial nest egg and security for our family. We had a growing family with 2 babies at the time, and so not that I deprived myself, because really, in this society, in a first world country, none of us are truly deprived of material items. In a way, we're all over consuming, even if we were to stop shopping altogether today. Like, think about the wasted food, think about the landfills overflowing with garments and items that somebody could have used and somebody could have repurposed. So the reality is that it wasn't deprivation, but I was so strict and I was living by these rules that I had created for myself versus being more joyful and carefree. So I have been there. I have been here and there and everywhere. And I will tell you, the closer you get to your sweet spot, the more calm your nervous system gets, the more peace you feel, the less greed and comparison you feel. I think we all go through that. Even if it's subconscious, we look at what our neighbors own, we covet what other people have. We are now looking at social media and celebrities and these big time influencers that are constantly putting new things in our faces. And that's where I feel like I've also sent mixed messages, because I've been showing new items, I've been reviewing items, showing you my favorites. And so I definitely think that that's going to change going into 2026 for my own sake, so that I can live with my own conscience. If there's anyone who needs to hear this, one of the verses from the Bible that has helped me a lot to really search my own heart is Luke 12:15, where it says, "Watch out, be on guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions." And I think deep, deep down, we all know this to be true.